mom forbade me from celebrating my son's 10th birthday because my brother's kids didn't feel special enough. We moved out that night. A year later, my brother's jealous meltdown shattered the family. My son Liam was about to turn 10. He'd been counting down the days for months. He wanted a superhero party with his friends, a cake shaped like a shield, and a bounce house in the backyard. I'd been planning it for weeks. We lived with my parents at the time. I'd moved back home after my divorce 3 years earlier to save money. I paid rent, bought groceries, and helped with bills. It wasn't ideal, but it worked. My brother Evan was my mother's favorite. He had 3 kids who could do no wrong. They broke things and blamed Liam. They took his toys, and my mother said sharing was important. They called him names, and my mother said boys will be boys. 2 weeks before Liam's birthday, I showed my mother the party plans. I was excited. Liam deserved something special after a rough year. Her face immediately soured. You can't do all this for Liam. It's not fair to Evan's kids. I stared at her. What do you mean? They didn't get bounce houses for their birthdays. They didn't get custom cakes. If you throw this party, they'll feel like Liam is more special than them. Liam is my son. I'm paying for everything myself. This has nothing to do with Evan's kids. She shook her head firmly. I forbid it. Either you scale back to something equal to what Evan's kids got, or you don't celebrate at all. I won't have jealousy in this house. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. You want me to cancel my son's birthday party because my brother's kids might feel bad? I want you to be considerate. Family means everyone is equal. Evan's kids got parties every year. I was there. They had themes and cakes and presents. Why does Liam have to settle for less? My mother crossed her arms. Evan's kids live here full time. They're my primary grandchildren. Liam is here temporarily. You need to remember your place. My place. Like I was a guest in a house I helped pay for. Like my son was a second-class citizen in his own family. I didn't argue. I just nodded and walked away. That night, I packed everything we owned. Clothes, toys, important documents. I loaded my car while my parents slept. At 6 in the morning, I woke Liam and told him we were going on an adventure. We drove to a motel and stayed there for a week while I found an apartment. I used my savings for the deposit and first month's rent. It was small, but it was ours. I threw Liam the biggest 10th birthday party he'd ever seen. Bounce house, superhero cake, 12 friends from school, and a magician who made him laugh until he cried. He said it was the best day of his life. My mother called the next day, furious. You left without saying goodbye. You embarrassed us. Evan's kids are asking where Liam is. Liam is with me in our new home, where he's allowed to celebrate his birthday. You're being dramatic. I was trying to keep things fair. Fair would be treating my son like he matters. You made it clear he doesn't. So we left. She hung up on me. For a year, I had minimal contact with my family. I focused on building a life for me and Liam. I got a promotion at work. Liam thrived in his new school. We made friends, took weekend trips, and created our own traditions. Then came Christmas. My mother invited us to the family gathering. She said she wanted to make amends. She said Evan's kids missed Liam. Against my better judgment, I agreed to go. When we arrived, Liam was wearing new clothes I'd bought him. He had a confident smile that hadn't existed a year ago. He walked in carrying presents he picked out himself with his allowance. Evan's kids stared at him. They looked miserable, pale, tired, wearing clothes that didn't fit right. I later learned Evan had lost his job 6 months earlier and was struggling financially. Liam started telling his cousins about his birthday party, his new room, his school friends, his soccer team. He wasn't bragging. He was just happy and wanted to share. That's when Evan snapped. He stood up and pointed at me. This is your fault. You think you're better than us because you have a job and a fancy apartment? You abandoned this family and now you're rubbing it in our faces. I stayed calm. I didn't abandon anyone. Mom told me I couldn't celebrate my son's birthday, so I left and celebrated it somewhere else. Evan's face turned red. Your kid gets everything while mine have nothing. It's not fair. Mom always let you do whatever you wanted. I almost laughed. Mom literally forbade me from throwing a birthday party. She called your kids her primary grandchildren. She told me to remember my place. The room went silent. Everyone looked at my mother. She was staring at the floor. Evan turned to her. You said what? My mother stammered. It wasn't like that. I was trying to keep peace. You told her my kids were more important than Liam? I said primary because they live here. It's different. Evan's wife stood up. We've been struggling for a year while you played favorites. You let her leave instead of treating her son fairly. The argument exploded. Evan blamed my mother for enabling him instead of pushing him to be independent. His wife blamed everyone for the toxic environment. My father sat silent, complicit in everything. Liam tugged my hand. Can we go home, Mom? I looked at my family tearing itself apart. Yeah, baby. Let's go home. We left and never went back. My mother still calls sometimes. I don't answer.